This happened at the Gaylord of the Rockies, the Resort and Convention Center near the airport. 9 News reporter Jaleesa Rosari joins us now. And Jaleesa, this lawsuit has a whole bunch of new information.
Yeah, Jenny and Kim, you may remember this cell phone video that captured the aftermath of the collapse. Fire crews say as many as 100 people were in the pool when this happened. 6 people were hurt that day. Today, we're learning just how bad some of those injuries were. This video does more than capture what happened on May 6, 2023.
Oh my God.
It paints a picture of panic.
This is not the kind of trial a defendant would want to be defending, I guess.
Whitney Traylor is the 9 News legal expert. He was able to briefly go over a lawsuit filed against the Gaylord of the Rockies and 11 other defendants for what happened inside the resort's indoor pool that day.
And there's going to be compelling testimony. There were children that were damaged.
The lawsuit shares details on some of those that were hurt, like a 13-year-old gymnast from Arkansas who was knocked several feet. The lawsuit says she suffered a snapped pelvis, shattered hip, and several broken ribs. And she had so much internal hemorrhaging, she had to get several blood transfusions.
Clearly, there was some negligence because something like this doesn't happen without negligence. And the real question is, who is at fault and in what proportion?
That's the question this lawsuit wants to answer. The document states a few causes. That includes the ductwork contained a significant amount of water, it showed a significant amount of rust corrosion, and the cable suspension system could not support the weight. The 100-page lawsuit has 12 defendants and likely one major price tag.
There's some people that could have been injured and they may not be able to work again. So this is going to be an extensive lawsuit. It's going to be expensive either way.
Traylor says a lot of lawsuits like this settle before they make it to trial. Some find it's difficult to argue technicality when there's so much emotion.
Oh my God. What?
We reached out to almost all of the defendants in this case. We heard back from one. Johnson Control says it's their general practice to not comment on pending litigation. The lawsuit says they installed the dehumidifier for the pool, and it says the dehumidifier failed to warn of excess humidity levels. The plaintiffs believe that contributed to the collapse.
So you've reached out to defendants, but we haven't really heard from the plaintiffs either personally.
Yeah, exactly. We did reach out to the 3 law firms that are involved in this case. They were not available to talk today, but that doesn't mean we won't hear from them in the future.
There were a lot of people in that pool.
That video and the young people, and when you hear about their injuries and the extent of these injuries, you understand why there's a lawsuit.
Exactly. Like, this isn't something that they just can recover pretty quickly, right? These injuries will last a while.
Okay. Well, and a lot of people to look at for blame in this situation, like who fixed what and everything else. That's why you have so many people involved.
Exactly. Yeah, Whitney Traylor actually said that it's going to be a lot of finger pointing if this does actually go to trial, because, you know, no one wants to take the blame for this.
Yeah, not one person, that's for sure, one group or one, somebody else that fixed something. All right. Thank you, Jaleesa.